Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and yeah, I guess from the looks right about now, looks like we're back at it once again for, of course, this thoughts video right about now. So yeah, I guess for all of you guys that have actually tuned into, of course, the previous thoughts video that I did, thank you so much for, of course, sticking around for, of course, the next one that I thought I would talk about right about now. So yeah, I guess if anything, I think this is actually a nice fresh start to, of course, yeah, pretty much the last one I did is a fresh start of what we're gonna be in for right about now. So yeah, and I guess you pretty much know the drill by this point, and yeah, I've got a lot to talk about for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, if you will recall in the last thoughts video that I did, where of course I talked about part 1 of the Fear Streak movies right about now, I've actually decided to, of course, take this opportunity and actually take a look at all 3 of the Fear Streak movies right about now, just to mainly get those out of the way and see what I'm gonna be in for right about now. So yeah, I guess that's something I would do to, you know, bridge the gap in all sorts of areas. So yeah, I've decided to, of course, continue on with, of course, all this by talking about the next movie in, of course, the Fear Streak trilogy right about now. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much what I thought I would do. Alright. So yeah, I guess if you could recall, I guess ever since I did talk about the first film, which is of course Fear Streak Part 1, 1996, I've actually decided to follow up with, of course, the next movie that we're going to be talking about in this trilogy right about now, and yeah, I don't need a super long introduction about this entire thing right about now. I already discussing it, of course, the previous thoughts video where I talked about part 1 for sure. So yeah, I think we might as well go ahead and dive right into it straight away right about now. So yeah, I guess to follow up part 1 that we talked about last time, let's continue on looking over the Fear Streak trilogy by talking about the next movie that we're going to be talking about right about now, simply known as Fear Streak Part 2, 1976. So yeah, I guess pretty much to serve as a nice little follow-up to Part 1, we're going to continue on with, of course, this trilogy right about now to officially talk about Part 2 of the Fear Streak trilogy right about now. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much what I kind of figured I would do. So excuse me for a second, I think yeah, I think that should do it just fine. So yeah, I guess to follow up part 1, we're officially going to be talking about part 2 right about now, and yeah, I've got a lot to say about this one. So yeah, I guess if anything, pretty much since I actually did do some research on the Fear Streak movies, seeing of how part 1 I thought was actually pretty good, pretty much part 2 and not to mention part 3 that I'll get to later on are actually seeing as, of course, really great follow-ups to, of course, pretty much the first film in this trilogy right about now. Well, I think that's pretty much what I can gather based on Rotten Tomatoes right about now. So yeah, I guess pretty much ever since I took a look at part 1, I knew I'm going to be in for a real treat to take a look at part 2 for sure, just to see what that would be like. And yeah, I had just wrapped up watching part 2 right around today, depending on when I'm recording this right about now. And now that I've actually finished that said movie, what do I think of this overall? Well, I think I will say, pretty much serving as a nice little follow-up to, of course, part 1, I think I will have to say, I will have to admit, part 2 of course, this movie, of course, this movie trilogy right about now, I think is absolutely great. Yeah, Yeah, I think, again, it kind of follows through on, of course, what I felt about part 1 for sure, but it really stepped it up a notch and actually gets you a full-on idea, of course, what we're in for with what we've seen in part 1 for sure, but not fully just yet. This is only just the tip of the iceberg of what we got for sure, but I say for what it is, I am absolutely fascinated with part 2 right about now. It is just absolutely fantastic. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright, so now that I've actually got the short version out of the way, I think we might as well go ahead and talk about everything that I need to talk about for, of course, this movie right about now. So yeah, mainly, first of all, is, of course, the story for, of course, part 2 of this trilogy right about now, and of course, I think I will mention right about now, I think pretty much is for the story of course, part 2 of this movie, pretty much it actually follows through on, of course, pretty much being told entirely as a flashback for, of course, one character that was, of course, mentioned in part 1, that we actually got a chance to see briefly, and believe it or not, she is actually the main focus on, of course, the entirety of course, part 2 right about now, and yeah, I think it's pretty much following through on the Friday the 13th routing taking place at a summer camp, and but hey, I guess regardless on what I have to say, the story for, of course, part 2 of this trilogy, again, it's actually really well crafted for sure. Yeah, again, it does follow through on the typical horror movie cliches and basic story structures for what it's trying to do, but again, it did follow through on what part 1 actually did, while again staying true to the original R.L. Stine Fear Street books that they're based on for sure, and yeah, I think with what I'm seeing, I think they actually did put together a really well crafted story for, of course, this latest installment right about now, and yeah, I think with, of course, everything I'm seeing, they just don't jump right onto it straight away like we saw in the previous movie. No, it actually pretty much kept everything basic, so that way you will actually get to know every single character in, of course, this movie right about now. So yeah, I think that's actually really well done for sure, and I'm actually really glad they actually decided to go that route for sure, rather than just, you know, repeating the exact same structured out story like they did with part 1. So yeah, they really stepped it up. They really stepped it up a notch for, of course, the story, and yeah, I think I will have to say it is really well crafted in my opinion. I really love the way it actually turned out. So yeah, and plus, not only that, I also find the film's writing, I have to say, to also be stepped up a notch a bit. Yeah, I think with everything I'm actually seeing, it actually really did an incredible job with, of course, structuring out this storyline, and every single bits of writing, I think I will have to say some things are massively improved on since the last installment, but it is still structured out massively well, and I really love how well crafted it actually turned out. So yeah, I guess with everything I'm actually seeing right about now, much like how I felt about the story, I do admire the film's writing right about now. It is just absolutely incredible, and I just really love how well crafted it actually is. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright. Alright, so now that I've actually got the first 2 out of the way, I think I might as well go ahead and talk about the next thing that I need to talk about, which is, of course, the next bit that I want to talk about, since I mentioned it earlier, is, of course, the characters. So yeah, I think I will have to say, again, I think it did follow through on what it's actually trying to do, and each and every single character I'm actually seeing right about now, probably a little bit I've actually hate, but But over time, I actually grew to actually love them for sure. So yeah, I think with, of course, everything I'm seeing, the characters in, of course, part 2 of this trilogy right about now is incredibly well done for sure. I just really love the really nice bit of character development they actually threw into it, and even acknowledge some of the flaws that they actually have and how they're going to overcome them. That's actually incredibly well done. I really love the way it actually turned out for sure. So yeah, I really do admire the characters all the way, and even I'll admit, pretty much a good number of them that I actually care for a whole lot. Yeah, I think I actually do feel bad whenever one of them gets axed off for sure, and yeah, for the ones that I don't care about, yeah, let's just say that they're in desperate need of one anyway. So, my God, I'm a complete jerk for saying that. Sorry about that. So yeah, pretty much with everything I'm saying, I really do admire the way the characters actually turn out in part 2 of course, this trilogy right about now. It really did stand out a whole lot, and of course, not only that, I also find that the actors in, of course, this movie right about now, again, much like how I felt about the first film, they actually did pull off some really good performances in my opinion, and they really did an incredible job with, of course, what they're trying to do. So yeah, I think with, of course, every single one of them, I think I really love how well casted this movie is. So yeah, like I said, it does help out with, of course, helping the actors give out some really good performances, in my opinion. Again, not really the best I've actually seen by far, but still pretty good nevertheless. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright, so now that I've actually got that out of the way, what else is there for me to talk about? Well, I think I will say pretty much the next thing I need to talk about, again, seeing of how this is a horror movie, tongue atmosphere is, of course, the main component for, of course, any horror movie right about now, and again, much like how I found about the first film, the tone and the atmosphere, of course, this movie is brilliantly well done, in my opinion, and I just really love the way it actually looks for sure. Yeah, and yeah, I think they didn't go overboard in a whole lot like they did in a good number of parts in the first movie. No, they actually kept it nice and basic for sure to actually make it stand out a whole lot. So yeah, that's what I actually really do admire. I really love on how well they thought out for, of course, the movie's tone and atmosphere right about and how it really does help stand out for sure, and yeah, and of course, not to mention seeing of how this is a horror movie, there's a guaranteed to, of course, have some scares for sure, and I think I will have to say some of them are done well, while others, well, I'll get to them a little bit later on. I still say they are incredibly well done, and yeah, I know I forgot to mention this. Yeah, I forgot to mention this beginning, of course, part 1, but with, of course, that said movie for part 2, man, they really brought in a lot of violence and gore in, of course, this movie. I mean, wow. I mean, just wow. I never thought that, of course, much like the first film, that this movie would have lots of kills and not to mention numerous amounts of blood. I mean, that's gotta be intense. So yeah, and again, I do get the idea that it's trying to be a little bit more edgy and dark. Again, much like how I felt about the R.L. Stine books, these movies are based on for sure. So yeah, I think with, of course, everything I'm actually seeing right now, I think you can pretty much get the picture on, of course, what I mean by that. So yeah, and of course, not only that, the direction by, of course, the film's director is still done massively well. It it is really quite nice to actually to see how well directed this movie actually is, and they really did an incredible job with, of course, what they're trying to do for sure, and yeah, it just really landing right there on the ballpark for sure, and yeah, to the film's director, yeah, spot on all the way. Congratulations. Yeah, you have my seal of approval right about now. So yeah. Much like the first film, I really do admire the way the film's direction is, of course, turned out by the film's director for sure, and plus, again, I think I still really do admire how well shot this movie is, with some really incredible cinematography for sure, and yeah, I think it's actually done massively well, and I really love the way it actually turned out, and again, I really love how well Crispin Kleeman and of course how well caught up the film's editing is, in my opinion. It is yeah, it's done massively well, and I really love how well it turned out, and yeah, much like how I thought the first movie, probably the most important thing I can say is that it did an incredible job staying true to the original books that they're based on, while of course going in a completely different direction than what we're hoping for sure. So yeah, I guess with all that said, I think it's pretty clear that I actually really do like part 1 almost as much as yeah, well, not necessarily part 1, but mainly part 2 of course, these movies, right? But now, probably, I dare even say, a little bit better than the first film, but still equally on top there for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say for, of course, this movie right but now. Though yeah, I think I will mention as probably my main problem with, of course, this movie. Again, going back a bit to the scares right but now, again, for while some of them are actually done massively well, others I just kind of felt that maybe we might have actually seen this coming. Like, of course, for one character for sure, I think I was pretty much looking at him giving out a simple bit of traits on, of course, what they're gonna be in for. I was like, yep, she's gonna die. So yeah, I guess it's pretty obvious that some of the scares I actually would see coming for sure, and even when they did show up, it's just not really that engaging for sure, and yeah, maybe I think the scares could have been done a whole lot better if, again, for the music, for while I do think it's composed up massively well, yeah, I just kind of wish it would just shut the hell up for sure. So yeah, I really don't know why, but I think that's probably the main problem I have with this movie, but the rest I have to say is still spot on nevertheless, and I really love the way it actually turned out. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much what I can say for exactly that. So yeah, I guess overall, Fear Street Part 2 in 1976, I thought it was actually brilliantly well done for sure, and we are escalating, of course, what we're in for with, of course, these movies right here by now. So yeah, I think I will have to say it did do some slight improvements from the first film, but it still stepped it up a notch in giving us something massively great and something that is absolutely incredible all the way through. So yeah, I guess with everything I've seen from, of course, the brilliant story, the clever writing, the interesting characters, brilliant actors, and everything else that you would expect, especially all the toning atmosphere with, of course, like, of course, in any other horror movie for sure, it's still done massively well, and I really love how well it turned out. So yeah, if you got the time, definitely check out part 2 of this trilogy right about now. Sure, it may yeah, I think, like I said, it would do some massive improvements from, of course, the first film, but I still think it's actually equally as great as, of course, the first one for sure. So yeah, if you got the time, definitely check out part 2 of this trilogy. You will not be disappointed once you actually see it for yourself. So yeah, for my final score right about now, I'm of course going to give Fear Street Part 2 1976 a massively solid 9 out of 10. So yeah, pretty much yeah, I think with, of course, everything I'm saying, it's probably a little bit further than, of course, part 1 right about now, but still equally as great as, of course, the previous installment for sure. So yeah, if you definitely got the time, and if you have already finished watching part 1 of this trilogy for yourself, then fire up Netflix and see part 2 for yourself. I think you're going to be in for a real treat once you actually see something that's great, spectacular, and even mildly scary for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that I need to say about this one. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and let me know in the comment section below if you have seen Fear Street Part 2 and what, well, you thought about it, as well as, of course, leaving me constructive criticism and or advice on how I can improve my videos in the near future. And, of course, as always, feel free to send me an email if you want to ask me any questions, or if you just want to book me for a con or event that'll be coming up sometime in the near future. Follow me on my social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and plenty of other social media sites that I have provided with, of course, the links down in the description box below. And, of course, feel free to support me on Patreon if you want to see some sneak peeks to some videos that I got coming up, as well as some other awesome rewards that will help fit into your budget. And, of course, if you enjoyed today's video, then give it a massive thumbs up, as it really does help this channel out. And speaking of my channel, feel free to subscribe and turn on the notification bell and select all notifications if you want to see more videos like this coming up in the near future. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video right about now, and we're almost done with the Fear Street trilogy right about now. Just one last movie to go for, and we can finally finish the whole thing off all the way through, and, well, we can actually put it to rest right about now, and yeah, I think we're going to be in for a real treat once we actually talk about part 3 for sure, but hey, what exactly am I going to be in for by the time I do see it? Well, you're going to have to tune into the next thoughts video to see for yourself. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.